Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. Today I wanted to talk about two surprising global trends that have emerged, one from China and other from Ukraine. First, let me talk about China. China's export machine seems to have come to a grinding halt. As a part of the Belt Initiative, China ensured that 50 European cities would be directly connected with China by train. So, and they would rumble in and deliver material. One of those cities was Budapest. But what has now happened is a combination of several factors have made sure that China's exports will not grow much this year. In fact, from last year to this year, Chinese exports have grown only by 3.9%. While it may look credible in a time when the world is recovering from a global pandemic, China, by through a confluence of factors, is going through a difficult time. What are the three confluence of factors? One, China is aging rapidly. And since China is aging rapidly, the new generation of Chinese don't want to work in their sweatshops at throwaway prices. And they are asking for higher prices. This has meant that they are asking for higher prices. By price, I mean they are asking for higher wages. This has led to a factory gate inflation in China, which is unprecedented. That is, prices of goods manufactured in China are climbing and climbing rapidly. Second is a more self inflicted injury. That is, they are following what is called as a zero COVID policy. If even there are some cases of COVID that are there reported in China, they are shutting down the entire city. Their most famous city, Shanghai, which is their financial capital, has been shut down for the last 4 weeks. Several major manufacturing centers have been shut down for several weeks. This has led to a continuous slowdown in Chinese economy. But not only that, their export. If you look at a map of ships waiting to clear goods from China and take it to Europe and America, you can find a huge backlog. This has meant that China is struggling because though people working in export divisions are working in a bubble and are delivering round the clock, suppose a virus enters a bubble, then the entire cycle is stopped. Let us take the case of Tesla, which is now which whose manufacturing is stalled because one of its steering suppliers has had a virus attack in his facility and is unable to supply material to Tesla. Also, finally, slowing American demand is also affecting China. These confluences have made sure that Chinese export boom is over and they are rapidly aging, which is also putting pressure on them. How Xi Jinping handles this crisis is going to reflect on him on a long time. The actions of the Chinese government on Chinese technology stocks has had widespread ramifications. The fact that they cracked down on DD, Tencent, and other technology companies, including Ant Financial, has ensured that the Japanese giant SoftBank has had record losses. In fact, SoftBank had losses of more than $27 billion. This means a Chinese centric economy is going to take a big hit and is going to struggle for some time. The other thing which I wanted to talk about is the state of the Ukrainian finances. Ukrainians' finances seem to have relatively held up and which has belayed expectations. Nearly 3 months after the war has started, payroll tax collections are going normally and have dipped by only 1%. This means that majority of Ukrainian business is still able to function and pay wages to its employees. This is a positive direction. The reason for this is Ukraine entered the war well in the sense that it had run up a very little trade deficit, had little borrowing, and the whole economy was doing well, which has meant that they have survived the first 3 months of this crisis very well. But the next 9 months is going to be terrible because their export import trade balance is completely stalled. Ukraine, for those who are not very much aware, is the largest exporter of sunflower oil and the fifth largest exporter of wheat, both of which have been stalled and production has completely come to an end. This means that there will be a revenue shortage. Also, one expects that imports are going to dry up because people cannot pay for them, and you can expect a customs revenue shortage during this year. So, it is very clear that the Ukrainian economy is going to tank and suffer a huge blow by the time it comes to make the budget. And Ukraine desperately needs to find money to pay its frontline workers who are fighting the war against the Russian occupiers. So, the current president of Ukraine's solution is trying to float a bond. Their interest will be paid very late and very little, or he is looking for aid from fellow Western countries, though Russia and Russia has been opposing this giving of aid to Ukraine. Ukraine has managed to get aid from Europe, Western Europe, and even Germany, which was the last one to come on board. But in spite of all that sweet talking, the total deficit requirement for Ukraine would be $15 billion by the time the second half ends. In that, only about $5 billion is expected to come as aid from Europe and America. Ukraine desperately needs every cent it gets so as to make sure that it will not survive this war and come out in a good shape. But one thing is clear as of today, Russians and Russian oligarchs' assets all around the world have been seized and sold. In recent times, the Ambrovic, who owns Chelsea, as Chelsea football, has been forced to sell to an American group at a discounted price, with most of the money going to a charity organization. This means that the economic might of Russia is being cut, while at the same time, Ukraine has not had a major impact yet. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this content, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support to Be Rich. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.